Hey guys, I'm back, and today we're going to do an FAQ on this product right here called Trace Minerals Enhanced. Now, I did have a product in the past that was a liquid, but there are two problems with that product. One is when you ship a liquid, sometimes it leaks and it can get very, very messy. And the other reason I wanted to change the formula is because I wanted to add some additional trace minerals to this product to make it even better. And the most important trace mineral that I wanted to add in higher amounts was this one right here, zinc. And one thing that people might not realize when you're taking a zinc product is that if you're taking one trace mineral or one mineral over a long period of time without the other minerals with it, it can deplete and create an imbalance in the other minerals, especially with copper. So I added zinc with some other key trace minerals in a blend of all of the trace minerals, and there's over 74 different trace minerals, just to make sure we don't create additional deficiencies. But zinc supports a healthy immune system. In fact, your phagocytes, the cells that eat viruses and bacteria and dead cells, are saturated with zinc. So if you're zinc deficient, you become more susceptible to infection because you lose that resistance. Also, you need zinc for vitamin A to be utilized in the body. So let's say, for example, you're driving at night and it's raining, it's hard to see at night. So you have a problem with night vision. Well, that's usually a vitamin A deficiency, but if you're deficient in zinc, vitamin A won't work. Also, zinc is involved in epithelial tissue integrity. So all the inner skin inside your sinuses, all the way down to the colon, have this inner lining of skin. It's called epithelial tissue. And zinc is involved in keeping the integrity of that tissue to prevent leaky gut, which leads to all sorts of immune issues. So zinc is involved in a lot of different things, including your skin, both outside and inside, reproduction, immune system. It supports testosterone, and it's very high in oysters, shellfish, red meat, and even cheese. Now, there's a couple of reasons why a lot of people are deficient in zinc. Number one, we don't have a good storage system for zinc. So if we're not consuming zinc on a regular basis from our food, we become deficient. Number two, if you're consuming grains, corn, or rice, there's something in there called phytic acid that blocks your absorption of zinc. Also, the more stress you're under, the more sugar you eat, the more deficient you are in zinc. All right, the next one is manganese. Manganese is really important in strengthening ligaments, okay, in your back, in your feet. If your mother is deficient in manganese when she's pregnant with you, you can have all sorts of structural problems because the ligaments will become lax. Potentially, you could even have flat feet and many other structural problems because manganese is involved in bone formation, cartilage, different enzymes, and even the immune system. And then we get to copper. Copper is one little part of the vitamin C complex. So if you've ever heard of a major vitamin C deficiency called scurvy, you'll notice that there's a major loss of collagen. They have major fatigue. Copper is part of the vitamin C complex, and it comes in a certain enzyme that's involved in making collagen. It's also involved in supporting a healthy immune system, and like I said before, ligaments. And it works with zinc together as a kind of a teeter-totter. If you have too much of one thing, it'll deplete the other. And then we get iodine. Iodine supports a healthy thyroid. It helps in the formation of thyroid hormones. So if you've heard of T4 or T3, the 3 and 4 represent the number of iodine molecules in that thyroid hormone. It also helps support estrogen. It helps to balance out estrogen. So if you have too much estrogen, iodine can help bring it back into the right range. Iodine is very, very, very important if a mother who's pregnant is carrying their child, because if the mother is deficient, that child could end up with a lower IQ and certain cognitive impairments. And then we get to selenium, which is probably one of the most important antioxidants. It's involved in something called glutathione, which is a very powerful antioxidant in your liver. It's also very important in converting the thyroid hormones like T4 to T3. It's really important in supporting conditions like Hashimoto's. It's also very helpful in buffering excess amounts of mercury. It's involved in the immune system. It also can prevent muscle cramping. So let's say you're doing all of the different minerals like magnesium, potassium, salt, and you still have cramps. It could be you need selenium. Selenium is mainly in shellfish and seafood. Okay, boron. Boron is very important in supporting bone health. It's also involved in building this hormone, testosterone. And a lot of people take it for pain, like in the knee or the shoulder, so it does tend to help reduce pain in some patients. Okay, chromium, very important in blood sugars. Okay, it supports the cells that make insulin. And a lot of people who have insulin resistance have a deficiency of chromium. Chromium is also involved in stabilizing your mood and helping reduce your stress. And then we have molybdenum, okay? This is involved in the detoxification process. Let's say, for example, you have a candida infection, you have die-off from that. Also, it helps detoxify sulfites and potentially could help lower uric acid. So this product has greater amounts of these trace minerals, but it's also in a blend of all of the trace minerals. So trace minerals in general are minerals needed in very small amounts, but they are cofactors in the biochemistry of the body. So you have all these different enzymes that are proteins that are building tissue, breaking food down, all the different chemical reactions. Trace minerals are needed in those chemical reactions. They're in fact very essential. Without them, the chemistry would not work. I would recommend taking 1 to 2 per day on an empty stomach to get the most absorption possible. So if you want to check it out, I put the link down below.